Hello, everyone. Do you see us? Do you hear us? We are already here. Let us know in the chat, please. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. so, so basically, we're here to speak about our new album. Yes, and people see us and people hear us. Yeah,
Probably
awesome.
here.
Probably. I think so.
Yeah.
So,
Matt sees us, but nobody still hears us, I guess. Yeah.
yeah,
Great.
thank you. So, first of all, thank you for joining us. Although it's like Monday and in Ukraine it's Monday evening, so like one of the hardest evenings of the week, probably for the majority of people.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we decided why not to give it like a more light, comfy, easier vibe and just hang out with you and also tell you some things that are awaiting you and us. So we actually did a couple of such streams on Facebook, on Instagram, but we've got like more than 85,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And I know that a lot of people were very confused that our new video wasn't out here, just like it was before. But this happened because we signed with Napalm Records, a big famous label, and that's why all the official videos are going to be on their YouTube channel, at least for now. But please do not unsubscribe from here because we will keep doing these live streams and we'll also show you some behind the scenes playthroughs and some other cool stuff. So don't
If she
unsubscribe.
makes me to do them.
She,
Yeah.
he just hates to film everything, so that's why.
Absolutely.
But I mean, we don't need you for filming like a guitar playthrough or drum playthrough or
Yeah,
whatever.
thankfully, so far you don't need me.
Yeah. So we're just here to tell you more about the new album, to reply to your questions. So please use the chat. And Yevgeny is your comments moderator. He will be right reading all your questions, and we will be replying to those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start, or would you like to start?
I so far don't have any comments other than that the logo of this kombucha drink is somewhat reminding me of a swear word in Ukrainian. So yeah, better you start then.
Okay. Can you pin a link to the new video? That is a good idea, and I will do it. Just one moment. I actually think that there is like a link to the video in the comments, in the description to this video, but I better do it like this. This is actually one link that you can use for everything related to our new album, because this is the link where you can watch the new video, learn more about our album, pre-order the album, pre-save the album, and like listen to the new single first and foremost. So on February 15th, we released a new single, Nomad's Luck, together with the video on Napalm Records YouTube channel. And we announced the new album. The new album is called Dreams of Lands Unseen, and it will be out on April 28th. And like I said, the first song is already out, but there will be some more singles before that. So make sure to follow us everywhere, because the new songs, we finally have new songs, and I think that it's awesome. So yeah, the new album is a concept album because we like concept albums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the new concept is, the new theme of the album is Sofia Yablonska, and this was a very interesting and amazing woman living in the 20th century. She was a Ukrainian traveler, writer, photographer, and she was traveling to very distant and unusual corners of the world and documenting the lives of natives and tribes.
on her own,
on her own,
without a guide.
like mostly on her own,
Yeah,
at least in her like first
yeah.
trips.
And in 1920s, when this happened, that was very unusual.
Very unusual, very dangerous, very scary, exhausting, because like this is what actually our first song, Nomad's Luck, is about. It's mostly about all the risks she encountered, all the dangers, all the things she could have died from on her trips. It's really insane because, for example, she was taking pictures of the natives, and in the very distant districts of China, like not the touristic places, but like the mountains and stuff, the natives believed that if somebody takes a picture of a person, then the person is cursed, because like each person is like a small part of the god, and taking pictures of the god is like forbidden and prohibited. And
I think that was in China. Nevertheless,
in
continue.
China, I
Yeah.
told that
Okay.
in the
You said
distant,
tribes,
no, like natives. So basically, yeah, that was really interesting, because like once she took a picture of like a person, and she had to flee the village because like they could kill her. And this is just one of the stories. Yeah.
we already have a couple of questions
Yes,
to
yes.
dilute your talking.
No problem.
Okay, the
Yeah.
first one is absolutely, utterly related to the album. What are you drinking?
Drinking like the transparent liquid from a brutal assault mug cup.
But is this vodka? I mean,
Yes, of
transparent.
vodka.
Yeah, I'm drinking kombucha. I don't know why do they call it kombucha, because it doesn't have it, it doesn't anything. I mean, well, it's not made from kombu. Why would you call that kombucha? But nevertheless,
I'm just
okay.
drinking water.
Let's back to talking the
Boring.
album. Will anything change for us as listeners? I mean, them as listeners now when we are signed to Napalm.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it changed in terms of, for example, pre-ordering the album, and I see it as an advantage, because like before, we had like all our CDs like in our store, and that means like shipping from Ukraine, and some higher shipping rates, longer shipping time. And now, for example, you can pre-order our new album in several stores, like maintained by Napalm Records, which is like the European store and North American store. And I know that there are a lot of people who listen to our music from the US, so it makes perfect sense. And if you click on the link, you will find like these stores up there. And yeah, and also, I mean, there are a lot of great bands on the Napalm Records label, so you can just shop like records in one store and have them shipped like in one order, which is also more convenient. What else? What changed? Like I said, like the official videos are going to be on the Napalm Records channel, um, at least like for this album for sure. This is made mostly because like they have a bigger following, and this is how it usually goes with the bands. By the way, like apart from the official video for our new single, you will also find a very short behind the scenes video for this official video, and it's fun, and it will show you how we filmed in the middle of the war, in between blackouts, how we use generators to film the videos, and you will just see the locations where we filmed it. So highly recommend it to watch as well.
Yeah, and I would like to add that regarding the album orders, pre-orders, and sales and whatnot, what also has changed is that if you have like a big record store in your town that sells metal CDs and vinyls, most probably, hopefully, they will also eventually have Dreams of Lands Unseen as well on sale, because that is how major, not major, but bigger labels work.
Yes,
So
but like if you have a chance to pre-order it, like if you have the will to support the band, and if it's comfortable for you, then it's better to pre-order the album, because this really helps us and every band, because like the more the band has, the more pre-orders the band has, like the higher the status of the band, and you can just, try to get into the charts and stuff. So it's just like the business side. And
Yeah, it
we
just helps with the
yeah,
promotion.
it helps with the promotion. And again, if you live in Europe or in North America, most likely like the pre-order will be very smooth for you and cheap and everything in terms of shipping.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some other questions. How did you choose the name for the album?
It's actually mm, like this is a combination of words that we actually used in one of the songs that will also be a single.
Yeah, and this is the fourth name for this album that got stick to it, because we
Really? I
always
don't
had
remember.
absolutely different name than this phrase with another word, with a different word in
Ah,
it, and
okay.
then we dropped the from the beginning. So yeah,
And then we changed one more thing.
yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, this one is the fourth. So
I
that's
can.
not a
I think.
fast
I
thing.
think that we can also say like the first version. I only remember it now that you're saying it.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
if you go like to the link that we pinned, you will find information about the new album, and there is also the track list. Apart from the album cover, there is a track list, and the first song, which is actually a very long intro, is called Teura. And this was like the first title of the album that we picked. Why and what is Teura? Teura is actually it means the red bird. And this is how Sofia Yablonska, the subject like of our album, this is how she was called by the tribes of
Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. Yeah. So when she traveled to Bora Bora, I mean, when she traveled, she always adapted very, very quickly, and she like integrated into the life of natives very fast. And this is how the tribes of Bora Bora called her, like Teura, the red bird. And this is why we wanted to call this album Teura first. But I'm really glad that I don't know, when I was writing some lyrics, and there was like a very similar phrase to Dreams of Lands Unseen, and you will hear it in one, even in one of the choruses of the upcoming songs. I just thought that this is like more representative of the album, because this album is about traveling mostly,
About lands unseen,
about lands unseen. And I
basically.
also like to say that, for example, we haven't been to the most of the countries where Yablonska traveled. And for us, these are really like lands unseen. We haven't
I
been
think
there.
out of all those countries, we've been to what, like Poland and France,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And
So
that's it. Yeah, because she like she had she traveled like to Morocco, like a very long trip was to Morocco. She spent nearly 10 or 15 years in China, and I mean like very distant corners and uncommon for visiting corners of China. And she had like a very, very long trip to Australia, New Zealand, and like the islands, I guess, like Bora Bora, Tahiti, Cambodia, Laos. I'm not sure that I'm spelling it. How do you call it? All these places, right?
Cambodia,
Cambodia. Yeah.
Laos.
Yeah. So she was crazy. And can you imagine like she traveled in the 20th century, and that means like she couldn't just hop on a plane and just be there in a couple of hours. So she traveled a lot by ships, for example. And I mean, just to get to Australia, can you imagine like how long it would have taken her? And yeah, I was fascinated like when I was writing all the lyrics to this album. I read her travelogues and I read about her, and she was like, it was fascinating, really. Are you reading the comments?
Yes, I'm sitting here and reading the comments. Don't you see?
Okay, no.
Let me just continue.
Do your work.
I'm reading the comments like
Okay.
literally right now, okay? No, seriously. Okay. The next one is from Matt.
Hi, Nat.
Yeah. Was it your idea to release the behind the scenes video in Ukrainian, not English? He enjoys hearing us guys speak our native language. I mean, that video is absolutely true. Behind the scenes, it's not staged. And we speak in Ukrainian and sometimes rarely Russian and sometimes like Surjik, which is a mixture of both, but never English. So
I mean,
naturally, it's not in English
if
for
we
that
ever
reason.
have a production team from abroad, we will definitely speak English.
Unless they are from Poland, then we
Yeah.
can speak our related, our respective languages, but just with Polish swearing.
Yeah. So I mean, we had a separate person who, like a professional, who filmed these behind the scenes, and of course we could have spoken like in English, knowing that a lot of people from abroad would be watching that, but I think that it would have ruined all the process,
Yeah,
you
it would
know.
be
So
just staged.
yeah, so that's why we just wanted, I mean, we made subtitles. And
Yes. We have a practical question here. Will there ever be a form of buying merch from you without PayPal? There is two ways to buy our merch without PayPal. The first one is to buy from Napalm Records because they
Yeah.
accept cards on their side,
and they have an exclusive T-shirt, like with the album artwork. It will be available only on Napalm Records store.
yeah,
This
and
is
and the yellowish, creamy vinyl
version.
is also only available, and the CD is also
Yes.
only available
Yeah.
from their store. And all the other merch is available at our store, and it is possible to pay by a wire transfer. To do that, you can just drop us a line, an email, or use the contacts form at the website, and we'll manage that.
Yeah, we've done it with some people. I mean, I understand that a lot of people want to use their credit cards, debit cards, and not PayPal, but you have to understand that for us Ukrainians to run a store to sell abroad, it's really a complicated
Yeah,
system.
without PayPal, the only option we would have is just sell you everything for money you have never seen in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that probably the most of you would just run away seeing a number like 800 for a T-shirt.
In Ukrainian hryvnias.
So
And
yeah,
I mean, it's really tough. So even having the option of accepting PayPal, like we even do it through a third party service for you to understand, and we have to pay like a fee, nearly 10%, like just to have the option of selling merch abroad at all. So unfortunately, this is like, I'm sorry, but this is how it goes.
yeah.
But don't forget about the Napalm Record store. Now it's like a big alternative.
Так, я ще бачив пару українців тут в чаті, і хотів би сказати, що якщо вам подобається якийсь наш мерч, його теж можна купити без PayPal. Просто напишіть нам в контактну форму, ми все заменеджимо сплатою на карту, все по-людськи, по-білому, по-українськи, а без оцих всіх незрозумілих приколів. І для України дійсні спеціальні ціни та знижки. Просто пишіть, куди бачите, на Facebook, на Instagram, в контактну форму на сайті, ми все розрулимо.
Да.
Right.
І тримайтеся, вкраїнчики, ми скоро переможемо. That was a short message for our Ukrainian listeners who are also watching this stream, apparently.
Why did we make coffee and tea?
Oh, that's Very, that's a very easy answer. First of all, we love coffee and tea.
Mm,
Second of all, you like,
coffee.
really, like every evening I make you some tea. So,
Yeah, but I like. I'm not a connoisseur kind of
okay,
guy
so
in
basically,
tea,
we
at
wanted
least.
at least to have coffee for a very long time. And I also wanted to have some Carpathian tea because I drink it every day and I really like it. And I know that people from other countries don't really have some kind of these special Carpathian tea. When Yablonska, the person about whom we made an album, traveled all over the world, she drank coffee a lot because, first of all, she was born in the western part of Ukraine, where coffee has always been a thing, or at least for a very long time. And for example, I read a lot that when she traveled to Morocco, for example, she had a lot of meetings in a place where they would drink coffee, and like coffee was like a red line all along like the travelogues that I read about Yablonska. So I think that exactly for this album that made perfect sense. And we teamed up with the local like coffee gurus in Kiev, and they like we tested a lot of coffee within 1 week with Evgeny, and
I was wired. I was genuinely vibrating the
yeah,
entire week.
yeah, because they gave us like a lot of sorts of this coffee and we tested it and we picked up the coffee that we really liked the most, and we made like several versions. There is like whole bean coffee for people who like espresso stuff, and there are like drip coffee packets, which are perfect when you are traveling somewhere and you want to have good coffee with you, because all you need is like a mug and some hot water and that's
Yeah,
it.
but if you order some when you get them and before you try to do them, I guess the best option is to find a video that explains how to do them. Because, for example, our Ukrainian local train company, Ukrzaliznytsia, transferred to those drip coffee packages, and there is an entire uh, channel with memes with photos of people doing them incorrectly. Because I mean, they do all sorts of gnarly things with them,
But
but
we actually have like on each drip coffee package we have an instruction with
nobody
pictures.
reads the
That's
instructions.
true. That's true.
I
So
mean,
basically, that's the answer why we made coffee and tea. And we also, like, if you take a look in our store, we named everything according to the things related to the album. So, for example, even the tea, it's Carpathian tea, but it's called Carpathian Wonder because it's also a short phrase from the second song that we will drop as a single very soon. So everything is related.
yeah, I believe her. Okay. How does it make you the most money via your own site or via Napalm Records? That doesn't necessarily matter right now,
Yeah.
because what matters now is just getting us out there. And honestly, the most would help ordering from Napalm Records, because that just gives a bump for us. I mean, that floats our items on the website back up, and more people see us. And that is also digital pre-sales, CD pre-sales and whatnot. And
Bandcamp also.
yeah, and they all help in the end of things. Our store is a bit different. Of course, it brings us much more money, but
And
that
you, yeah,
merch won't go anywhere probably, and most of the items you would be able to order like a bit after the release or something like that, because we could reprint them, make more
like
copies.
most of it.
Yeah,
We
not
have
not
some limited stuff. Like for example, we
coffee and vinyls,
yeah,
drip coffee and vinyls are limited because of various reasons, because they are limited literally. But lots of other things where it doesn't say limited, they're not limited. So you could just um, like order them after a couple paydays if you want to, and if not, then just somebody else would order them. So yeah, basically, from the practical point of view, go for Napalm Record Store. Yeah. Yeah, we have a compliment to your brutal assault cup from a
Thank you.
guy. I think that is a very Czech name for a whole Slavic thing. Kostejny
Ah,
smrtelny.
that's that
Yeah,
shape
we.
is me. Oh, that's nice. I like it.
I love your nickname, guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I have a very soft spot for Brutal Assault right now. We played
absolutely.
there
Yeah.
in summer, and so far, like it's really my favorite festival. I understand that we haven't been to all of them, and even though I really like Hellfest, we've been there like as visitors. But Brutal Assault, it's like it's a festival in Czech Republic, and it has like the perfect size because it's not small, it's not large, you can see the bands perfectly, you can hear everybody. There is like a very cool atmosphere because like it's situated like on this in a fortress. It's basically a fortress, and yeah, they have a great lineup, and I don't know, I enjoyed it so much, and I really hope that we will come back maybe in several years from now,
Yeah.
because like it doesn't make sense to play like the same festival year after year. So
Well, someone did that.
yeah, but
Is doing that, but
yes.
there's that is their thing. Nevertheless, привет, привет. Yeah. Hello. What are some of the best sources to learn more about her and her adventures? I assume that is about Sofia Yablonska. Any book, any of her own?
Yeah, I actually like this is, you know, the famous IKEA Kallax wardrobe, or how you call it, closet shelves. And I have like a separate shelf just with the books of like by Sofia Yablonska and about Sofia Yablonska.
And a photo album.
Yes, and but they are in Ukrainian language, and one of them is like
Wait for me. Hello,
they're
guys. I'm back.
they are in Ukrainian, and one of them is a basically a photo album that you could see in the Nomad's Luck video, and like the descriptions are in French because she studied in France, and she also like married a French guy, and she lived like the second half of her life and died in France. So the thing is, when I found out about Sofia Yablonska, there wasn't really a lot of information. Even Ukrainians don't really know about her, and I think that it's a huge shame. And for example, when I we were writing this album in 2021, and I was reading about her in 2021, and actually these books they came out, they were published in Ukraine only in 2020, so it's like very fresh information, although she lived like in the previous century. So I'm afraid the only thing you can do is just read very dry facts on Wikipedia. And also, I think that you should follow us on either Instagram or TikTok or Facebook.
On what?
On TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, because I am going to make a series of videos about her and about her life. So these will be just like short 30 seconds to 1 minute videos, maybe even every day throughout entire March, where I will tell you about her and her life. I'm very determined to do it because like I believe that the world should know about her, and especially because like there isn't a lot of information and the books aren't available in English, so you will have to trust me.
Some of them are available in French, I believe, but
Not that many, but
Le
yes.
Charme du Maroc.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question, probably with someone who connected just a little bit after. Is the entire album themed around adventure and exploration? Basically, yes, but by a single person called Sofia Yablonska. You can read more about that in like album synopsis and in the pinned link in the chat.
It's more like not about like it's about her philosophy as well as a traveler. But of course, like when I was reading her travelogues, I also added like some my perception of her and her like adventures as well. So when I was reading, I also had like a notebook and I was picking out like the most interesting facts, the most interesting phrases that she had, because to be honest, like not only she was a great photographer and documentarian, she was a very good writer, and I really hope that people will translate her books, her travelogues, because she has her like way of connecting words in a very cool way.
Yeah. We have another question from Mr. Ulf. Will we give out any signed merch? Well, every vinyl item from our website is actually kind of signed. So it will have a cardboard album cover art with our autograph on it, and we actually can sign almost any item from our own web shop. Of course, if you want to, and if that is practically possible, we tried to sign T-shirts before.
We did.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, if you want to hang them on a wall or something, that works. But I don't think that our signatures would live through any washing cycles or whatnot. So yeah, on our web shop we can sign pretty much everything. On Napalm Records shop, of course not, because we don't see those items anytime in our lives.
Yeah, but again, like the CDs for the new album, they will be available only in Napalm Records store. So just if you want one, don't wait for it to appear in our store. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to be.
It's not going to be,
And-
but you can buy that, and hopefully if we come to your local community to give a show, we will gladly sign it right there. So,
Yeah. And also I wanted to say that like this limited vinyl color marbled red that we have in our store, it's limited to 300 copies and more than half of them are already pre-ordered. So if you really want one, then maybe it's better to hurry up, because we don't know how much they will last.
okay, the next one. Any potential plans for collaborating with the Swedish metal band Sabaton? No. Or I guess just any collaborations planned in general. Actually, we have a collaboration in this album. The song Opiumist was partly sung by the vocalist of the Finnish melodic death, I believe, metal band Wolfheart.
Yeah.
Thomas Saukkonen,
Right.
as I remember him correctly. Yeah, and he's an absolute legend. He's a great guy, huge supporter of Ukraine. He has friends in Ukraine who happen to be our friends, the band we know and friends of. And yeah, he hopefully gladly, did some vocals for us.
Yeah, and his
album.
vocals really work great.
Absolutely,
on this
yeah.
album.
That sounds
on this song. Yeah.
On the song, yeah, that sounds just spot on. I mean, yeah. Okay, our favorite question: what does Igna mean? Well, yeah, it's not like lacuna coil kind of situation, which doesn't make any sense. Igna actually means someone in fire or made of fire in Latin. And this someone should be a girl, because for a guy that would be igneous. So that's an adjective, and that means fiery. Fiery girl. She's in flames. Yeah, basically in flames, but with a twist.
A question in Ukrainian.
Yeah, that asks the same thing. Чим ти надихалась, пишучи останній альбом?
Ну, власне, сидячи вдома під час пандемії, про яку ми, мабуть, вже всі забули з війною. Я дуже скучила за подорожами, і у нас були такі демки, в яких дуже багато було фолкових мотивів. І я подумала, що варто записати альбом про щось, що стосується подорожей. І спочатку я хотіла написати написати пісню про різних мандрівників, але
про різних.
пісні, так. Але коли я просто дізналася про Софію Яблонську і почала про неї читати її книжки, я зрозуміла, що я хочу весь альбом присвятити їй. Власне, нею і надихалася.
Do you have any plans to come to Japan for a new album tour?
That would be a dream come true.
Yeah, we actually, I don't know, you have some kind of, how do you call it?
What?
When you feel something, like something that
intuition
comes, yeah, I think Hel has some kind of intuition, because
yeah, I'm a witch.
right before the pandemic we actually cancelled a festival in the UK that would cost us lots of money on visas, and we wouldn't go there anyway because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And also a couple of dates in Japan.
Yeah, there was an option to come to Japan as a support band for a bigger act, and
that would be very interesting for a band that did only two like small European tours and then went to Japan right away. But well, didn't happen.
Well, in any case, like, we would love that, and that would really help us if you share our music with your friends, because it's really more complicated for us, to promote our music in Japan. And again, like, when you're sharing our music and people listen more to it, and when people order like CDs and everything, like from certain countries, it really helps the bands to get on tour there, because this is what promoters are looking at. And I actually hope that maybe our CDs will be available in Japan, like in stores as well. But we don't know that yet, I think, and we'd love to come to Japan.
Yeah, and every single item from our own web store can be shipped to Japan, no problem.
Yeah, we
so
actually ship.
If you like anything.
Yeah, we actually ship quite a lot of things, and of course, like Napalm Records also ships to Japan.
Yeah, we basically we can ship to any country in the world except 3.
Yes.
2 of them, and Iran. Well,
yeah. Fun fact, like we said, we have this Carpathian tea in our store, and someone from Japan ordered like 10 packages of that tea.
Yeah, that would make like 3 kilos of tea.
No, not 3. How do you count it? No,
I don't remember.
It's like more than 1 kilo.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I understood why, because people in Japan, they understand like the tea, the quality.
Yeah, I'm no Japanese guy. Okay?
Yeah. I actually have some Japanese vibes going on here. It's like the band Ibaraki. It's a project by the vocalist of Trivium.
Yeah,
I like this. I actually have the vinyl over there as well. Yes, I like this band a lot. I think they made only one album. It's great. Yeah. Highly recommended.
My guitar is made in Japan. So yeah, I'm also a bit related to it.
He supported the conversation a little bit.
Yes. Okay. Catch Me If You Can. Is it related? Is it about Sophia running from some kind of Chinese killers?
That's an interesting.
Well, it's time. Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. But it's because like this song Nomad's Luck, it's mostly about like all the dangers and stuff that may kill you, like when you're on a trip, and my interpretation of the song is that like time is maybe the only danger that any nomad isn't able to stand. But yeah, there is like this twist: time, catch me if you can.
Yeah.
But I think, well, Sophia was running away from those Chinese people, so yeah.
I thought she was getting high with them. Okay, nevertheless.
No, that was another part. Another Chinese guy. It was another part of her journey. Like,
I just got you. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, when
no more spoilers.
Why? Like this is I'm telling you about things about the new album. This is what this stream is about. So basically, like this song Opiumist is about Sophia. What's going on?
Wow, it's very full.
Yeah, so it's about Sophia when she was living in Japan in another place and another time, and she had like a friend, an old Chinese guy who was smoking opium, and she was smoking opium with him as well. Basically, they smoked and they had like intercultural conversations like between
Yeah,
each other, and they were like not fighting or arguing, but basically there was always like this stuff that Ukrainians will never understand, like the Chinese culture until the end, and vice versa, and everything. But like they did it in a friendly way. And yeah, what was I talking about? So yeah, she smoked opium for a month or what, that she was staying like near this guy. But even though he said that she would never understand like him and the culture, in the end he presented her like I don't know, a kit for smoking opium, like for her, like the tube and everything. But she
yeah.
never smoked opium after that. At least this is what she wrote about. And
And
yeah,
if you have a song somehow related to smoking, that should have like a sound of a huge bong rip, a stoner riff, a slower stoner riff, Mongolian throat singing, and blast beats. So there you are.
this is like the
That's a
longest song
spoiler.
on our album, and this is how it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
And it's also the song featuring the vocalist of Wolfheart, because like I wanted to create this atmosphere of conversation between like a woman and a guy. And yeah,
But that is not necessarily like Beauty and the Beast kind of
absolutely
situation
not.
because she's also growling there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm really curious if that will be heard like by people, where exactly.
I
Because
think yeah,
yeah, but
because
but still
yeah,
like
I mean Thomas's growls are manly.
yeah.
I don't have enough subwoofer in me. I mean, to
You're
say
just
manly, yeah,
you're just full like from the dinner you ate before the stream.
yeah.
That's the
Okay. Is it ever a pain writing songs in English? Is it more of a challenge?
No, it's never a challenge like
Nope.
for me. I would say that in this on this album it was a bigger challenge, because like I said, I was reading um the books by Yablonska, and she like they were in Ukrainian language, and I picked up the phrases that I liked, and sometimes they had like this twist that is only in Ukrainian language, and this is what was hard because I had to transition it into the English language to make it as awesome as it was in Ukrainian. And maybe this is also why we have 2.5 songs in Ukrainian on this album, because it was like impossible for certain things to be like translated.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
when the song sounds that Ukrainian, it should
Yeah,
be at least half Ukrainian language.
yeah.
But yeah. Okay. The release date is on April 28th, and you can click the link pinned up there in the chat to see more information on the
And
album.
the album cover, by the way,
Album
as well.
cover, pre-sales, store links, probably some kind of synopsis for the album,
Yeah,
right?
everything.
So
Like,
yeah. If anything out of that is interesting to that, just click the link up there in the chat,
yeah.
and here they are. Come to Mexico. Uh, Probably, if we could, if we can, we will. Yeah, that goes the same to everyone who is asking us to come to their place and play a show. We would love to come almost everywhere in the world, and that doesn't depend on us that much because there's lots of things to consider. And yeah, we have plans or at least dreams to come to a lot of
To a lot
places,
of plans.
to
Yeah,
a
a lot
lot
of
of
places.
places,
Yeah.
but so far, a part of a couple of festivals you could find on our website in the tour section. There's nothing confirmed, so hopefully something will add up being there. But so
Subscribe to
far,
our newsletter on our website
yeah,
because
we are
uh,
sharing all the tour dates in the newsletters. There is no spam. We send them like once in a while.
mostly once a month,
Yeah,
like sometimes twice a month when we really have news.
so there is
So
no
yeah,
spam. Absolutely legit everything. Okay, what countries are our top three listeners according to Spotify?
it changed. Like the US is always in
Yeah.
the top.
No, I think the US is number one, Germany is number two, like
Yes,
always, and
and
the third one right now is Mexico, I believe.
maybe, but it's interesting. Interestingly, it's been Finland for some time,
Yeah,
which is strange because like Finland is really small. Yeah, in terms of like population. We also have like France is climbing up, also up
yeah.
and up. So
I
yeah.
mean, Finland's population is small, but it really knows how to use it. Okay. Um, pam, param, 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 pa, pam. Why did you settle on the current concept for the album? Well, that is related to the absence of traveling during the COVID pandemic. I think that is quite enough to say about that. But did you have other ideas for it?
Yeah, so basically like when I picked up the traveling, I wanted to have like each song about a different traveler in different time, and I read a lot about them. But when I found out about Sofia Yablonska, I was then just blown away by her, and I decided to dedicate the entire album to her.
Is that all? I thought there was like a couple
Mm,
of different
yeah, but
other
I really
concepts. But
don't remember, and I think that they were so boring that we just didn't pick them up. I mean, when you're searching for a theme for the album, like you have tons of ideas basically, but when they're not interesting, you just throw them away,
yeah, makes
and
sense.
that's it.
What kind of tea?
It's actually Carpathian tea. It's a mixture of herbs, like
I think it's
different
also
herbs, berries.
hand foraged
Yes, yeah. So
in the
basically, it's
Carpathians.
hand forged in different parts of Carpathians by a small business in Ukraine. And I've been drinking this tea for over 3 years now, I guess. So it's like time proven, and I really like it. And if you go to our website, there is like a huge description about the ingredients of this tea because I honestly cannot remember them all because they are really different. And also, like, it's not just the tea bags with some powder, it's really when you open it up, you will see like all these
Yeah,
dried berries and leaves and everything. So, and
real parts of
yeah,
plants.
so it will look like some kind of potion when you brew it, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. Coffee sucks. I would argue with that, Tony. Sell beer. We would love to make and
Yeah.
sell beer, but that is impossible because there are borders, and we can't sell alcohol to outside of Ukraine, and
Which
that's it.
is a pity because we have a lot of craft beer companies here in Ukraine. And over the past, I don't know, 5 years, they have grown so much. And if when the war is over and when you come to Kiev, you have to try the craft beer made by Ukrainians. It's great.
Yeah,
And maybe if Ukraine is ever part of the European Union and we don't have like this
border.
border, we'll be able to make our
Yeah,
beer
that actually
to
applies
collaborate.
to everything edible, and even sending out coffee is a bit of a problem, but
Yeah,
we circumnavigated it.
yeah.
But yeah, we also wanted to have like hot sauces because I mean, more than a half of band. I mean, everyone except Ivan loves
Yeah.
hot and spicy food, but that is not possible at this moment. Okay, do you have any idea how fast the pre-ordered albums will be shipped after the album release by Napalm? Actually, I think they ship all their pre-orders even before the release, so
This is what
they
I saw.
so that, for example, in the closest countries to Austria, you can even receive your album like a day or two before its official
That has
release.
happened. I saw it
That
with the
happens all the time,
yeah.
actually. Yes. So within Europe, for example, you will most probably receive it on the release day or maximum like 3 days after that.
Yeah.
As for our store, we will send everything. Probably, if we have everything already shipped to us, we will
Yeah.
send it even earlier, like week before that or 2 weeks.
But it will take
And
longer.
yeah, but most probably like only Baltic countries and the UK will receive it approximately in time for the release date, but all the other countries will have to wait maybe a week or two more.
It really depends on when we will receive the vinyls,
Yeah.
because they will be shipped to us from Europe, and it will take some time as well. So
Tour questions. Bookcase. That was a bookcase, I guess. That is how slower we are than
it's
this.
usually used for vinyl. I would say it's vinyl case.
Yeah.
Like usually people buy this case for vinyls.
Yeah.
And we're slowly building our collection. Like these shelves are with our vinyls, and these like one and a half. These are vinyls of our friend who lives nearby and doesn't have a vinyl record player yet. So we're like
Yeah.
a Swiss bank, but for vinyls. You
Yeah,
know,
and
we
there's
store them
also like
safely.
a couple
Yeah.
of them on display, and that is a box set of ours. There's another box set of ours, and that are Igna vinyls and
The
a box
Agonist
set
also
of
box
yeah,
set.
the Agonist. So yeah, that is more of a vinyl case of some sorts, not a bookcase necessarily.
Do you like Celtic Welsh mythology? I'm not that much aware of it, but I guess like because I really like mythology, and for example, Bestia, our EP is based on the Ukrainian mythology, and I like the Norse mythology. I think that it's only a matter of time that I will get like to that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I
all these pagan mythologies are much more interesting than the later, so to say, uh, um, single god related mythology, because they were developed in tens and thousands of years. So
they're just interesting.
yeah, they all are elaborate and interesting to explore. So
And inspirational and
absolutely,
everything.
yeah. How much alcohol do I need to bribe you with to come to my city? LOL.
You have to bribe the promoters, like your local promoters, to bring us to your
Yeah,
city. Like it's not us.
yeah, and given that your given name is Thomas, most probably you are from a natively English-speaking country, and like 100% of natively English-speaking countries require visas for Ukrainians to
Yeah.
come to play and even visit. So that makes lots of things more complicated
And
so
more
yeah,
expensive because
Bribe-
they cost a lot, like this visa.
bribe your local president, king, or prime minister.
Yeah.
Depends on where you live.
But basically, really, like talking to promoters and requesting us to play somewhere, it really helps.
Is the album gonna be more progressive? Because it's giving me that vibe somehow.
I think that all our music is more or less progressive, but it's not that much progressive. Like you know, like
there's no 7/8.
there. Yeah, and also like usually you can sing along to our songs, and most progressive metal bands, they have like these uneven structure, longer songs, and everything. So with us, you will most likely have like the chorus that you will remember, or maybe some melody or
Hopefully.
whatever. You will, yeah. But we have a couple of like more progressive metal songs on the album, and yeah, I think that it's a balance between like remembering songs and still having progressive songs, but it all has like this ignea vibe around it, more or less.
Yeah. I wish that you make Slayer cover. Slayer is a fucking outstanding band, but we won't do any covers of that because doing metal covers of metal music is boring and high school level of music proficiency. Sorry, but Slayer rules. Napalm also rules.
Yeah.
I was talking about Slayer. Yes, we can sign all the things. Are the plans to tour made by Napalm? Will it be after release or for festival season?
What can I say? Like Napalm Records is our label, and they are doing the promotion. They're releasing the album. Basically, they're printing CDs, vinyl. They're doing the distribution. But like for booking stuff, for touring and festivals and everything, there is like a separate thing. It's like the booking agency, and it's not Napalm for us. So just label and touring are usually different stuff. So that's why we're now trying with our booking agency to arrange some kind of an album release tour, but I just don't have any details yet, and I don't want to tell anything until it's confirmed. So, hopefully, within several weeks, there will be some information. And again, please subscribe to our newsletter on our website because it's really hard to get the information out there through social media. Like, it's oversaturated, like, everybody is posting everything. So, if you subscribe to our newsletter, on our website, it's like on our front page, on the bottom of the page, you will just receive all the news firsthand from us. And we don't spam, we really send out emails when we have some news. So please do
Yeah.
it.
Чи будуть пісні українською? Так будуть. 2,5. Вітання, вітання. О, дивись, Україна підтягується. Is
Yeah.
there enough Ukrainian mythology to have a Best Year 2 album?
I mean, there is enough, but do we want to make a Bestia too?
I think if we would do something like out of past lives, past time mythology thing, I would bend toward a bit of a different concept that gets into more of Ukrainian history rather than mythology. But I think that we have to get rested a bit from past and from mythology and from other kinds of medieval worlds, and try to delve back into the future in our future. So not the next album that's decided, but who knows? Well,
yeah, you never know, because like you have to understand that we don't like pick up the concept and then we write songs. This is not mostly how it goes. So usually Yevgeny writes some demos that he has in mind, and I listen to them, to some parts of them, and I just search for an interesting theme, or sometimes I'm just listening to the songs or to the demos, and I try to imagine things, what pops up to my head, and then I start digging. And then sometimes also, like, why traveling is so inspirational for me, like as a theme for the album, is because this is my main inspiration in life as well. So I can just travel somewhere, I see, I don't know, something, and it inspires me for a way another topic. And this is how the album concept or the lyrics are born.
Yeah. Any chance that Sign of Faith will be released as a limited edition LP? I already have all the other limited LPs. Well, that depends on what you consider to be a limited LP. If you're speaking about just our LPs, because their runs are small, we're a small band, then you could get one of those even from Napalm Record Store. For some reason, they
They
have
have it.
this
Yeah.
album for distribution. So yes, the Sign of Fate is also available there. If
And
you're talking
actually,
about this super limited box set, I
it's
think
sold
it's sold
out
out.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But if you talk about this box set, this is a box set for the Realms of Fire and Death. It's still available on our Bandcamp. You can go there and get it there. And actually, in terms of the Sign of Faith, we had a very small run of picture disc vinyls. They look awesome. And
Mhm.
exactly in Napalm Record Store, they have, I believe, either one or a couple of copies, because in the rest of the places they are sold out. So you can try those.
Yeah. Yevgeny didn't write any lyrics this time. No, I'm not going there anytime
I
soon.
think that you
Hopefully,
haven't written any lyrics for the previous albums as well, right?
yeah.
No.
Queen
Yes.
dies. No, yes,
No.
yes.
I
I'm away from writing lyrics, and thank her for that. Not my
I
thing.
mean, I really like this stuff. I like writing lyrics. So I think that we're a good team because Evgeny writes music. I usually come up maybe with some additional vocal lines, for example. Or, fun fact, like for this album, sometimes Evgeny gave me like different parts of the songs and I just put them together as a Lego or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we have our spheres or tasks to do. I do lyrics, Evgeny does music. This is how it goes in our band.
Will that come to Deezer?
It's out on
Absolutely.
Deezer.
Well,
I
the
mean,
single.
the single is out, and I even know that they added us to some playlists. So if you use Deezer, the single is out there, the album will be there, and this goes to, I believe, every streaming platform.
I'm going to see Madeleine and Ricard in May, so I want to see them too, mate.
How are you guys doing today? There is a question.
We're doing by sitting, sipping on berry liquids, and yeah.
It's busy stuff going on, at least for me. Like nowadays, being a musician, when you're not on tour, it's like, to be honest, it's like a content creator stuff. You just have to do a shit ton of content and to put it out there because like I said, everybody is posting everything and you have to come up with different formats to catch the attention of people. And I really want to tell like more about Sofia Yablonska, just for people to find out about her. So I have to come up with some interesting formats so that people are not bored, you know.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we have a question from Ukrainian who is asking, чи входить Україна хоча б в топ-10 на Spotify, whether is Ukraine is in top 10 countries on Spotify. No, it's on place number 13. And,
which is not that bad.
well, actually, yeah, it's surprisingly high because when Spotify came to Ukraine and there was like a little bit of time for people to subscribe, I think in Ukraine as a whole, we had less listeners than in 10th city in Finland.
Yeah.
Which was like, I don't know, something like Rovaniemi or something super small.
Тому слухайте нас, будь ласка, і кидайте своїм друзям, тому що дуже часто ми бачимо коментарі на Ютубі. В сенсі це український гурт. Як це український гурт? Мені ніхто не сказав, що це український гурт. Або є навіть люди, які слухають Ігне, там, не знаю, 2 роки, а потім вони, я не знаю, бачать нашу пісню українською «Чорне полум'я», і вони такі, як це український гурт? Я слухаю давно цей гурт. Як це так сталося? То...
How is your tat?
No.
No, this
What?
one.
This
the red one, the new one.
Ah, it's good. It's red. Yeah, I'm going for more red stuff.
When is the next session?
I don't know. Well, usually I do 1 to 2 a year, but maybe there is a chance I will do one more this spring if my tutor doesn't go anywhere from Ukraine,
Yeah.
because she may.
Do you know any band from Portugal? Actually, out
Mm,
of my top of the head, I could say Moonspell and
Moonspell.
Guerrea also.
Argeria from Portugal?
Yes, of
I
course.
thought that they were from France for some
No,
reason.
they're from
I really
Portugal.
like them.
Lisboa, mate.
Yeah.
Uh, or are they from Porto? I don't remember. But nevertheless, yes, they're from Portugal.
Okay.
Hello, 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 everyone. Yeah, box set is sold out.
Box set for the Sign of Face is sold out. You can
Yes.
still get this one. This is from the Realms of Fire
Yeah,
and Death.
so you could only get it if it's sold by someone on Discogs. That is true. Yeah. Pam 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 pam.
Do you listen to Vardruna? I do, but I usually listen to them like within like some North playlists. This is how it goes for me. So
Yeah. Um,
do you,
do you think Mirko will release a new metal album this year?
we hope so,
Yes,
because we like
hopefully.
Mirkor.
Mirko is metal in particular. I mean,
I
I love both sides, but it's about time she releases a metal album.
I think that even career wise it makes sense. But again, she's an artist, so she decides what to do.
Yeah. Do you sell any merch in children's sizes? Unfortunately, not, because there's too few people that listen us and have children so
I
far.
think
So
that a lot of people who listen to us, they have children,
I
but
mean, there's not a
again,
lot of children like in
in your life.
in a in a in a numerical way. I mean,
I mean, I know for sure that some people buy small sizes of t-shirts of our merch for their children. That's for sure. That's all I know.
yeah.
So,
Arch Enemy Tour, yay or nay?
I mean, if at
Nay.
some point, if at some point it happens, I would be
Yeah.
up to it. Although I'm more like, I like when the lineup is more diverse and we can say that uh like our music is not the same, but you can have some similarity, because again, like Elisa is a girl, I'm a girl, we both growl. It's like we have like the death metal part in it and everything. And what I really don't like about this industry is that when such things coexist, people tend to compare bands more, and I really don't like this kind of comparison stuff. So I would rather tour with some bands that are not that similar genre wise, but for people also to enjoy like the lineup. So I understand that again, career wise, that would make sense, but I think that it's not necessarily arch enemy for us to tour with.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
More singles.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oops, it
What?
scrolled. It does that all the
Yeah.
time. Okay, yeah. Pam 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 pam. Привіт із Миколаєва. Привіт, Миколаїв. Тримайтесь. Yeah. I'm actually watching lots of things about that city in south of Ukraine, because one of the guys from Denmark called Mikael Scoville Andersen is out
Ah,
to
okay.
build the best biking network there in Mykolaiv. So that is interesting. Would you record any new songs in your native language? We already did.
We have 2.5 songs on the new album are in Ukrainian.
We have lots of questions about what is your favorite bands. Let's just go one by one. That is a hard question.
Yes, because like for us, the favorite bands they change like all the time.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, mine is always amorphous, but other than that, it's like always in the top. But sometimes
yeah,
other bands take the spotlight. I don't know. Lately, it's oh my god, don't blame me. It's Sleep Token. Before that, that was Best, and also there's Vola from Denmark and Sweden. So
yeah.
yeah, they kind of change, but mostly it's amorphous.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I really love Chelsea Wolf, and I get back to her all the time. It's not a metal, it's like a one woman project. I like Mirkur, also one woman project. But I do enjoy Amorphis a lot. And I mean, we live together, so I listen to it a lot.
You just have
Because
to.
yeah, I just have to. What else? Like I don't know. I listen to a lot of black metal, but it's not like I like the playlists. So I just and for me it depends on my mood. So for example, I don't really listen like to old school like gothic stuff or doom metal stuff. But for example, I recently bought a vinyl by The Third and the Mortal, and I like it so much, like this album, and I really know every song on this album. So sometimes for me, it's not about like the favorite artist, but sometimes it's even about like a favorite song or a favorite album. So
Yeah. Is there a chance to see us in Ukraine on the same stage with Ginger? I don't think so because Ginger um, is not a festival band in Ukraine anymore, and if they do any like solo shows, they would have a much bigger opening band than we are because for the last time they had the Agonist. I
yeah,
mean, yeah,
because that
so
was the part of the tour that
yeah,
they
of course,
did
but
was the agonist.
so in Ukraine, no. Outside of Ukraine, most probably on some kind of festival if our bookings just
Yeah.
coincide, but not for purpose because we have absolutely different ways in our careers and we are on absolutely different levels. So that doesn't make sense for any one of us. What goes into making your album art? I consider Realms of Fire and Death one of the best pieces of album art. Realms of Fire. Huh. It was hand drawn,
Well, it was digitally drawn in
but
any case,
using
using a person.
yeah,
Yeah.
using a person. This one is made by our friend who lives in Odessa, which is in southern Ukraine.
Yeah, she also did all the animation for Shaitan Akbar lyric video, for How I Hate the Night lyric video, for all the disenchantment graphic stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of things.
She draws a lot, and I think that the next music video, we don't know for sure, but I think that it will have some hand drawn effects made by her.
Yeah, I
So
also
we
think
don't
so.
know.
Yeah. What about like the next album art?
The next one, the Dreams of Lens and Scene, was prototyped by me using Midjourney. Blame me, I don't care because I like all the tech you could give me. But then we gave it to a real artist and she redrawn it. She added real lighthouse to it, like it's a real lighthouse which is located in the delta of Dnipro River near Kherson. And there's another lighthouse, I believe,
Also in Ukraine.
in
Yeah.
other parts of. There's also like an irrigation part of an irrigation system from Yablonska's photo books and her travels. That
Yeah, but
was
it's like on the other side of
yeah.
the cover.
I mean, in all the art, and it was added and drawn by a real human. So I really like how she adapted to the random AI style, and it looks amazing right now.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah. Boobs a snoot. Mm, I just did that.
Self boop.
Yeah. Hello, 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 hello.
Have you played in the States yet? Not
Nope.
yet, because it's super complicated, super expensive, but we have our fingers crossed for 2024 because really we have a lot of listeners in the States. It's just we, after all the pandemic and all the war that is still going on here, we are trying to build our way back on stage with all the touring in Europe first for this year. And hopefully, like for the next year, we just have to get there overseas to you guys
Yeah. When we will hear Evgeny singing
in the past on the previous albums. But actually, I would love
on the song Opiumist.
Oh,
But
by
that's
the
not the growling part.
Yeah.
Like there is a man growling there, like words and all that. That is not me. That is Thomas Haukonen from Wolfheart.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there is a bit of my voice there as well, and that is the biggest you will get from me in the closest time. Okay,
I will make him sing at
no,
some
no, no,
point.
no, no.
I will.
That would. I mean, we will have to become a power metal band for that. I've seen you in my. No, I'm not singing.
For some reason, like he has a very nice low vocals, but he likes like all this power metal stuff, and I don't understand.
Gaudete Christus es natus.
Yeah.
I won't sing it. Sorry. Your favorite song from the new album?
Oh, that question again.
I got ready. I got ready for it.
Yeah, I know. It's just I really like this album so much.
Yeah, okay, but you have a
More
favorite,
or less.
or
Okay,
at
but
least
it's
favorites.
yeah, well, you can understand that this song is like maybe 1% more favorite than the rest of the songs, and it's Incurable Disease. We will actually have
Ooh.
I wonder if I said the same thing on another stream, but I
Yes.
guess so. Yeah. So incurable
Spicy.
disease is is not about the pandemic or COVID or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's about the incurable passion and disease for the seed that Yablonska had and that I personally have too. So there is like a common thing between us two. I really like everything marine, and I actually like, if you take a look at this tattoo sleeve of mine, I have fish, I have the shell, I have the sea. So I love like all this stuff, and this is what this song is about. And Yevgeny has written a really cool melodic part like for this song. I really like it. I think that there is a catchy chorus. I think that there is like this cool stuff where the how this is called, like this bridge where everything changes, like the tempo of the
That
song.
is called a metric modulation.
It sounds cool. It sounds cool, and it has both.
Someone asked about Prague, so there you are, progressive.
Yeah,
measures.
it's like probably one of the most progressive songs on the album.
Yeah.
Still, it has like very melodic, clean vocals, catchy choruses. At the same time, it has some growls in it as well, but for me they don't sound like they sound like a part of the instrumental stuff. And maybe
But not everywhere, because in some places the growls are.
I'm talking about this song in particular.
Yes. In this song,
Okay.
in some places the growls are in multimetric. I mean, with the rest. I mean,
Oh.
the entire song in that place, everything is 6/8 by the but the vocals are 4/4.
Have I done that?
Yes.
I done that.
And we count that. Yeah.
I don't. I just sing along.
That is why we have 2 click tracks in this live project.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, it's really a cool song. I like it. What's yours?
I have 2. Mine are.
That's cheating. Okay.
Well, sorry. Mine are Daleki Obri.
It's a song in Ukrainian, and it translates as Distant Horizons.
Yeah, and the other one is Opiumist.
Well, course. I like Opiumist as well. it's
I
awesome.
mean, I asked for um, stoner rock riff with blast beats, so I got them in that song. So I have to love it, and I do. Yeah. Okay, we have lots of questions again about coming to all sorts of countries. And the answer is the same. We don't necessarily have any say in that. And we, of course, would love to come almost everywhere in the world. So just cross your fingers
Cross your
and
fingers and spread
spread the
our
word.
music. It's
Yeah.
really, it helps, like especially now with the album coming up. It's really important for us that you post our music somewhere on your social media, or that you throw it to your friends, acquaintances. If you have our merch, that you wear our merch and people ask you what the hell this t-shirt is about. So
Yeah, now that we are with Napalm Records, have we made some acquaintances, maybe a feature, a collab with German, Austrian, other bands and musicians inside? Yes, it is in song Opiumist, and it's
yeah.
a Finnish musician, but he's from a Napalm band, Wolfheart. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
basically we contacted him through Napalm Records. So, and as for the rest, I mean, usually such acquaintances are also made on tour and on festivals, and when you're sharing backstages and stuff. So, and of course, like if you're on the same label, like usually people check out bands like from the same label. So, I mean, when we are on backstage with some other Napalm Records bands, of course we will come and say hi in most of cases, you know.
yeah. We have a practical question. What is the visa process like for USA, UK, etc.? How expensive and time consuming it is? Let's say about the United States first. To get to the United States from Europe, you not only have to like
From
buy
Ukraine, right? Okay.
from all the Europe.
Okay.
You not only have to buy the entire backline in the US, because bringing drums from Europe and from Ukraine is simply impossible. Um, you also have to fly that, and then that's a transoceanic. I mean, it's expensive. And the visas, like the O1 visa for Ukrainian, costs 900 something dollars for one guy. And our crew is six people, because five of the band and a sound guy. And lately, the United States started making that three times more expensive.
They made a project, like it's not
It's a
there
bill.
yet.
It's
Yeah,
a
but
bill. They can pass that.
yeah,
Yeah, for the UK, it's just a bit easier, but that also costs money, a bit less money. But the problem with the UK is that they never follow the deadlines. And you can
they
see,
usually don't follow the deadline.
well, yeah, you can see lots of tours that get cancelled because people don't get their UK visa in time.
Yeah, and also, like, let's not forget that there is still the war going on in Ukraine, and so sometimes, for example, you want to apply for a visa, and you have like your, how do you call it? Like, you have to come there for an audition or whatever, like to apply your application, right? And for example, there is a massive missile attack on this day, and you cannot come there.
And you have to rebook,
Yeah,
and
you
the
have.
next slot is in 3 weeks, and yada yada yada. Okay, next one. Saludos desde México. Me gusta mucho su música, su banda, y eres una gran cantante. Merci.
Gracias.
Merci, Bochki. Do you have a cardigan merch current version?
Cardigan.
You mean
I-
like a pullover thing?
We have a hoodie, a zipped hoodie,
And
and a long sleeve.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
mean,
not like cardigan is not a long sleeve.
long sleeve and cardigan
But
are
check
basically
those
the
out.
same.
I think they look really awesome.
I think long sleeve and cardigan is basically the
No, they
same
just
in boys' terms, because that's something that is warm and you put it over your head. So that works as a cardigan. Yes. Yeah,
but check it out.
absolutely. Tour with Born of Osiris. I mean, that applies. That you should ask them that, not us. We could if they invite us, well, probably, who knows. What's your favorite food and drink you have after a gig?
I'm a vocalist, so it's boring. It's like either water, warm water, or I have like my favorite vocal teas. Uh, it's not Carpathian tea, unfortunately, because like there is a special mix that comes for like for vocal teas, and I usually don't drink alcohol on tour unless there is a day off, like in between the shows, or unless it's like after the last show.
Mine is very cheap local beer. I mean, sorry, beer lovers. I also enjoy all sorts of IPAs and whatnot, but the cheap and shitty local lager is the best after the show.
But it's like on tour at home, like for
Yeah, I
example,
mean, we're talking
yeah,
about after the show.
yeah, because at home we usually like red dry wine, like, and craft beer.
Yeah. Inspiration for lyrics. We already been there like 3 times.
Yeah, but still, it's about Sofia Yablonska, the Ukrainian traveler, writer, photographer. Yeah,
Yee. Boom, boom, boom. Uh, I
you're
don't keep up with
getting
the.
bad at all this stuff.
My vision is blurry. Bum bum.
Що надихнуло вас до написання How I Hate the Night? Ти повністю написав. Давай, розказуй.
How I Hate the Night – це вірш, який в книзі
Коротше, The Hitch,
Автостопом
да.
по галактиці розказує робот Марвін, а я його просто поклав на музику. От так от. Так що, фактично, ніхто цю пісню не писав. Вона
Ні,
сама
ну як
написала.
це? Ну,
Вона
а
сама
музику,
написалась.
музику ж ти повністю написав.
Бла, бла, бла,
А,
бла.
до речі, можете подивитися лірик відео, ну, це анімаційне відео на нашому YouTube каналі, і там, в принципі, теж купа відсилок до автостопу по галактиці.
Yeah. What is your background as a singer?
Oh, it's I don't know. I think that I used to sing always, like when I was in a kindergarten and everything, and like when we had some music lessons at school, like at an ordinary school. But then I studied classical guitar at a music school and I graduated from it. But you know, when you hang out with friends and you have a guitar, you drink some beer or whatever, like usually people are, at least when I was at the university, we used to sit together and sing along with the guitar, and usually I was singing as well. And then I started like working a lot on my laptop, and I had like this tunnel syndrome, or how do you call it? Like, so for me, I realized that I wouldn't become like a proper professional guitarist. And people always asked me to sing something. And then I met Yevgeny, and he asked me to sing some backing vocals for Ignia. And then I became a vocalist. And then this is just how it went. And then I'm still polishing my vocals and trying to be more stable at my vocal technique, learn some new stuff. So I mean, there's always learning.
Yeah, slightly political question, but I like it. Are you excited about belonging to European Union?
Yes, you see, like I've been always excited about it.
We are not there yet. We are not in the European
Yes,
Union.
about being in the future. I mean, I have hope because again, like even when I lived with my parents, like we traveled a lot, like when we could. So I mean, it was always more about traveling and not buying like new clothes or whatever. And I've been to the European Union since I was a child. And I lived in Germany for 1 year, so I realized what European Union is. And like I always wanted to be in the EU, and I really see Ukraine there. And I mean, even before Russia annexed Crimea, Like I always looked in the direction of the European Union. So I'm very excited. And also, like for us as a band, it would make so many things easier, like in terms of producing merch, shipping merch, touring, like doing a lot of stuff. Like it, you cannot even imagine how many complications we face just only because we're not in the European Union.
Yeah, I'm excited because when Ukraine joins the EU, the European Union will have to step up its game to Ukrainian levels in so many things, like banking, like service in restaurants. I'm sorry, but in the European Union, in whole Europe, service in restaurants is crap. Yeah, and postage services. Well, I mean, but banking first.
I mean, you ha- you have to understand, like
Yeah, I'm excited
European.
because Europe will become hopefully better, and that would make
You sound so
us.
arrogant, to be honest. Like, I mean, I
I
think
like to say
that
that.
it's just going to be beneficial for both Ukraine and the
Absolutely.
European Union, because there are things at which European Union is better, like in terms of, I don't know, architect, or you're like all this urban stuff.
I know, I'm not talking
It's way
about
better. Like
urbanism.
there are some European values to which we are
Look,
still
we're
going.
bickering.
Yeah, I know.
We're bickering.
Our
Okay.
patrons love that. So in any case, but I think that you've heard that, for example, we have like this mobile system dia that is being applied, like even like in Estonia, maybe in the US.
Estonia bought an electronic
Yeah.
product from Ukraine.
Yeah.
That never happens with
So
Estonia.
basically,
Estonia designs them.
yeah, so it's like having everything in your phone, like I don't know, all your documents, or you can apply for a government service. I think that today they made like this thing that you can apply for marriage or whatever, like
This is my driving license. That's it. That's all. I don't
yeah,
have
I mean,
I mean, don't have to
other
carry.
countries are already like integrating some Ukrainian stuff. And we know that, for example, our railway is a bit outdated, but the trains are almost always on time,
Okay,
even
Deutsche
during
Bahn jokes
yeah,
coming here.
even during the war. Like our postal services, like not the government system, but we have some private company doing postage, and it's way better than all the postal services around the world. And it's already getting into Poland. I think they have already some departments in Poland. I mean, it's just Ukraine has some great stuff, and European Union has some great stuff. And if we are in the European Union, it's going to be mutually beneficial. And that's it.
Yeah. Okay. How do you do to stay positive despite this horrible situation?
I mean, it's been a year. And for example,
It's been 300 years of this 9-year war.
yes, but still, like, we now, because like a year ago this full scale war started, and like your social media sometimes gives you some memories like a year ago or whatever. And of course, like you cannot compare um, our mindset and hope that we have now compared to the first week of war, because we were, I don't know, I had a lot of fear, for example, in the first week, because I don't know. We heard artillery every day. Like we had Russian fight jets flying above our house and helicopters and everything. And yeah, it was horrible. And I mean, we still have the war going on, and people are dying every day. And it's like we don't really see an end to it so far. But we learned so many things throughout this year. Like we know what to do when there is a missile attack. We know how to survive during a power outage, without running water, without internet or whatever connection. I don't know, it's just we had a time when we didn't have anything to fuel our cars with. We've been through so much stuff during this
Yeah,
year.
but nevertheless, like the ability of distinguishing Patriot from S-300 from Iris-T air defense rockets is something you would not like to have in your normal life.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, it's still horrible, and we're always on the edge because you don't know where the missile will hit next time. But even that, I mean, for example, we have information when Russia launches missiles or launches these Iranian drones. And now we know how much time approximately we have to go to the shelter, or at least not to be on the street or whatever. I mean, it's like, it's,
I mean, we know what to do if a nuke drops on the city, like the distant part. If it drops like closer to us, we can just relax and enjoy the view, I
yeah.
guess.
And to be honest, like, I have so much faith in the Ukrainian army, and especially like what this army can do with the weapons received by, like, from our Western partners. That, I mean, we already have been through so much stuff that we just have to move on and not, get stuck. As for the album release, we wrote it in 2021, and we recorded the second part of the album when the full scale war already was here. And for example, we had to travel to our studio, which is located in another part of Kiev, in between like air raids, crossing tons of checkpoints through Kiev. And back then, I think that the curfew, we still have curfew. It was like at 7 or 8 p.m. in the evening. So you get up, you travel 3 hours to the studio, you record, and then you travel 3 hours back home just to be in time by the curfew. And like, you just hope that there won't be an air raid siren like during the recording and everything. And we had to release this album. We were supposed to on the 7th of October, but we postponed it because we needed to film videos, to make promo photo shoots, and it was absolutely impossible during spring, like last spring. So uh, we made it. And we filmed like all the official videos, three official videos in 2 months. And this was during the biggest power outages and missile attacks and everything, and we did it. So yeah, we're super excited about the release of this album, and we put a lot of efforts and work into it, and would really love you to check it out. And we really like it, like all the songs still, although they were written in 2021, so they're time proven. What do
Yeah,
you?
we have a question. Can we share your music on media, copyright issues or anything, or do we have to ask your agreements first?
If you take the previous, well, it depends. For example,
I
when you,
mean, that's an easy question. Just share it. I mean, all the
the
posts, like YouTube videos, it's out there. You just share
yeah,
it all with
yeah,
your
but
friends.
it's like, if
It's
you,
not about piracy. It's about just sharing. Like, if anyone wants to send
I
the link.
think that it's not for example, if you want to use part of our music in your YouTube video, for example, it's YouTube who sees that this is our music, and we will just get, I don't know, some percentage from monetization or whatever. If you're asking about copyright issues, if you just want to post our music anywhere, just post it anywhere. It will only help us.
Ok, excelente espanhol. Será que saber português também? Naturalmente. I think that sounded a bit Brazilian, but okay. Whoa! It did that again. Wow, people got excited about speaking different languages.
We like different languages.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you play video games in your free time on PC or console?
No,
I
but
don't think that I ever saw you playing any kind of game at all, ever.
that's not true.
I think so. I didn't say that that is true.
Our bass player plays, and our drummer
Yeah.
plays a little bit as well.
Our drummer plays exclusively drift games
Yeah.
and racing games. I occasionally play Minecraft,
You
and
saw me playing a game at the bass player's home when we used like all this VR stuff.
but you're not like a gamer or anything like that. You just try that. Yeah. And if they made it work on M1 chips, I would play City Skylines, but it doesn't work on my laptop. So, yeah.
I played Need for Speed when
Everyone played Need for Speed. Sims, you played
I
Sims, right?
played
Everyone
Sims. I
played.
played the second Harry Potter for some reason. I just had it. I don't know.
Yep. Okay, 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 okay. Well, I mean, uh, do you plan to sing songs in Ukrainian? Yes, we do. We
There
already have songs in Ukrainian. One or two? Two.
we had like
One and a half.
one and a half.
Yeah, and the new album will have 2.5 songs in Ukrainian. So that is the plan, actually. Okay, any future plan for your label to film live DVD Blu-ray for fans that like to own physical media? If so, would the pre-label live music videos of yourself released be included on a label release? I would say that uh, that doesn't necessarily labels business, the first of all. And the second, well, I would.
It depends on the songs. Like if these are if
No,
we
no, no. I'm talking about a live DVD.
a live DVD, it depends on the songs.
What songs?
I mean,
It depends on the band, and I would not like to have a DVD or Blu-ray at all. Only like a YouTube video that is available to everyone, because I mean it's not a proper release. You're not inventing any music that you should be like kind of appreciated for, financially okay, paid for. But it's like sharing an experience, and taking money for that in that case is not something we would like to do, like so that doesn't make sense, honestly. I mean, that is like going for a show for people who can't go to your show right now, and that should be widely accessible, I believe. So I would, if we have any kind of live show recorded uh, live, I would still rather have it on YouTube for free to everyone to see. Yeah. Bum bum bum. Ooh. Read that. Your new single Nomad's Luck has the same strong musical style as your earlier songs, despite a various repertoire. Well, yes. Does it confirm is the musical DNA or other new tracks composed in the same way?
I
Well,
really like this idea of musical DNA. It's also interesting that those reviews that have been written about our band, like previously, they always said that we mix a lot of stuff, but we have like this ignea genre, ignea style. And I hope that we have like our recognizable style in our songs. And mm, I think that the Realms of Iron Death was more experimental, and this one is like more Ignea style, but
it still has so many deviations from
it
that DNA. Yeah.
yes, it has, and but I would say that it's on a way higher level than the previous albums. So this is why I would like everyone to hear it.
Yeah. What is the song that wasn't chosen for your album that you would have really loved to be, and why? Actually, yeah, there's a lot of bands that write like 25 songs or even more and then choose and choose out of them and make a proper length of an album. But in our situation, it was backwards. Absolutely, we had like 8 songs, and I had to compile and compose even 2 more. So going back
I
to your
helped a little.
yes, going back to your question, we don't have any songs that didn't make it to the album. I mean, a couple of demos that weren't finished, and one of them maybe will appear later down the road. But
You never know where this song will fit because, for example, on the previous album, right, it was Gods of Fire that was written like the majority of the song, it was written many years ago. But in the end, it was released, like finished and released only in 2020. So
чи займаєтеся ви якимись видами спорту?
я з 6 років катаюсь на лижах, але оцей пан не катається, тому
Не бачу по
зараз
тобі лиш.
я зазвичай. Ну, дякую. Я зазвичай зараз ми вибираємо або поїхати, не знаю, в тур, або покататися на лижах, і, на жаль, це тур, якщо це можливо. От. А так, професійно я не займаюся нічим, ти теж. Але, я ж кажу, я дуже добре катаюся, тому що якщо я катаюся з 6 років, а мені зараз 31, коротше. Але він не спортивний хлопець взагалі.
Я сабвуфер. Oh my god, it's scrolling down like crazy. Bum, 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 bum. Elaine, say hello back to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we scrolled down. Yay!
Well, I think that we nearly streamed for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah,
right now.
1 hour and 50
Yes,
minutes.
Yes,
almost.
but it's been fun.
Yeah, lifting beer jugs is a sport.
You know what? Like when you are on tour,
loading is a sport.
You actually do some pretty heavy lifting every day, twice a day, because you have to bring all this stuff like inside the venue, sometimes like using all the stairs and stuff, and then load out. And then you also, like when you perform, you really spend a lot of energy because like you're either headbanging or running on stage or whatever. So it's like
so that makes my favorite discipline
tour heavy
no. My exactly discipline, like the normative, is loading out the base camp from Viper Room in Vienna, which is on -2nd floor, up to the bus.
Yes.
When you're drunk. That is a sporty adventure right there. Yeah. How is the emperor today?
Oh, he's somewhere. The emperor is Leviathan, who is our cat, and I call him emperor for our patrons. Yeah, and he's some kind of arrogant today. So he required our attention for half of the day, and then he's just sleeping, and he doesn't want to see anyone.
Oh, I just spotted a cool one. Hell would ever consider layering harsh vocals and clean vocals together on a future track. I assume you have not done so because of live performances. Actually, we did that, and we will do that.
We did it on live performance as well. Like this year, we were performing on several festivals, and to make our song Bosokun more interesting, Evgeny came up with a cool idea. Like there is a clean vocal chorus, but for the festivals we had. But for the festivals, we had.
Don't do that. Look at me.
But for the festivals, we left the clean backing vocals, and I growled the chorus, and it sounded really cool.
Yeah, and we will have approximately the same thing in the upcoming album. So that will happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that sounds interesting indeed. So yeah, that's a great idea of you, Mr. or Mrs. J.
Yeah, and for live shows, you just leave one part for as backing tracks, and the other one is sung.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
I was a roadie for several years. Ampeg 8x10 is the worst up and down stairs. So yeah, basically I was talking about Ampeg 8x10, but in a flight case, in a wooden 9-ply flight case. I think it in total it weighs like 95 kilos, and twice we did load in and load up with this cab in Viper room, and once I tripped it, thankfully in sand.
But we still love that venue.
Yeah. Well, I think we will wrap it up.
Wrap it up. And
Yeah.
for those of you who joined just right now, there will be a recording of the entire stream. We talked a lot, we answered tons of questions, and this is probably, of all the streams we made recently, this is the most informative one with the most spoilers, I think. So it's interesting. And there is a link pinned in the chat. Please go there, learn more about the album, check out the album cover, and please share our music and check out our first single, Nomad's Luck.
Get the CDs.
Get the CDs, get the vinyls, because this is how you will see the entire artwork, because we will have like vinyl gatefold, and the CD has like 3 parts, and those will look really awesome. And all the pre-order stuff really helps the band. You cannot even imagine how much. And we really hope to see you somewhere at our shows this year. Fingers crossed. Subscribe to our newsletter on our website. And also, if you want to be closer to us every day, join our Patreon. We've been running it for more than 4 years now. The link is also in the pinned link in the chat. And yeah, we have for our patrons, we also have a Discord chat where we hang out.
We're bickering.
Yes. So we have a great community out there, and thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we didn't do anything on YouTube, like live streams on YouTube, for a while. So
for a while.
Yeah, that's wild that we had like 76 people. Actually, that's a lot if you consider that we didn't that for a while. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I saw just a final question about the CDs. CDs are on Napalm Records store only.
Yes.
So
for the new album. Yeah.
If you are in Europe, just Napalm Records. If you are in the United States,
NapalmRecordsAmerica.com.
Yay. Thanks once more to everyone for coming here, and I guess see you later. Cheers then.
Bye.
Bye.